to Urban Homestead Artist and for another tour. So you're watching a 6-part tour for September, and it's 6 parts because there is so much growing here and so many different growing areas. So I'll split it up for you so you can have a look, and I've included the chickens in there and everything. Welcome back. If you're coming back, check the end of this video so you can see what the different parts are, and then you can skip to whatever interests you, or you can check out the rest of them in the playlist that I will make just for this time of year. It's spring, very early spring now. Thanks for watching and enjoy this part of the homestead tour. So the lemon tree, I've just finished picking a heap off the lemons. I've got a great big box of lemons and I'm about to air layer some of it. So that's a project for this corner. There's not a lot in this bed. We've got bananas throughout it. At the back there is a currant thyme underneath. So the thyme is taking off, so I'm happy about that. We've got a calendula there and a sorrel, bread vine sorrel that it's seeded in there. That's a salvia that grows really tall that I can keep hacking it to the ground and it grows back. Birds love it. The honey eaters really love that plant. Not a lot will grow under the lemon tree, so I kind of let that go and I use it for chop and drop. So you can see under here all the sticks and that's pieces of the lemon. I've got to actually take those lemons out, but that's pieces of the lemon tree and anything else that I find here that I chop and drop. We've got some avocados in here that I will graft onto later. There's a nice healthy one at the back there. And it's quite happy because I think it's more under the banana trees when the bananas take off, so they die back, they burn back from the frost, but you can see the new leaves started. So from here on in, they'll start to throw out their leaves and there'll be a nice canopy here for that avocado. Just in the foreground here is the strawberry guava that has struggled to grow because of the canopy, but is now looking pretty happy. And that long lanky, well, it's not that lanky, but that long trunk part there, I'm thinking about air laying at some stage too. Just not sure if this one's going to fruit this year. It's kind of got a bit of happening up the top of there, and I just don't know if we're going to have fruit. I've been waiting to try that. It's meant to taste like strawberry jam, which is not bad, eh? Seeing I'm a sugar-free diet, I can't have sugar. Strawberry jam fruit sounds all right. That is my mulberry, and my mulberry is chock-a-block full of berries. So we've just put a net on it this week to protect it, and hoping no bugs find it, but hopefully it's protected enough from the birds because they're the ones that strip the whole thing off. They don't like to share, my birds, my wild birds. Underneath there, once upon a time, maybe still there, is a couple of peonies that will never flower being under there. But if I manage to locate their leaves, I will dig it up again, wait the 2 years again, put it somewhere sunny. I've got just random stuff in here. This is a weedy patch. I've got spring onions in here and lots of sorrel there. And there is some mince in pots at the back. That's a locust tree that I grew from seed under the elderberry that I keep pretty trimmed. Throws out the most beautiful flowers. And we've started to clean up the arbor area, ready for all the vines that over summer. But here we've got chives, yacon, some bunching onions and strawberries and some herbs like salad bonnet, green sorrel and endive. On the other side is my brassicas that I was using for the bugs. They're not looking very full of bugs at the moment because that's what happens. I let them go, they're like that, and then the predators come in, which looks like they've already done, because that was full of aphids, and all the fresh growth takes off again. I'm not sure which one that was, or if it's just crossed. And it's the same with this. That was loaded with aphids. That centre was just covered. And now, that's probably a bit of caterpillar damage. And we've got, better on the bottom, but as it comes up, the plant has just recovered. Self-sown endive. So there's another brassica that's come up by itself. That's feverfew, which has finished flowering now, and it's got new growth, and it's going to try and flower again. That's just been a flush of flower, so it doesn't stop for a break much, the feverfew, before it flowers again. And I've got the ginger, which has copped a bit of the cold, but it's still growing in the garden. That was an experiment. I had it in a pot. This is my north fence, so that's right on the north side of the property, which is the hottest side for us. So here in Australia, the north is our hot side, and that fence shaded the plant. It was still quite warm, so I had it in a big black pot originally here, and it was thriving. So I've split it up, put some in the hothouse. They're doing okay, but this plant has been in the ground for, I'm not sure, 10 months, maybe 12 months, I don't know, but it's been in a long time, and it's still, the ginger has still kept growing. So, and you've got see the new growth down there. So this is going to be its permanent home. And I'll be able to just take a bit of ginger now and then when I need it. More endive, self-sown. We've got yarrow in here. There's a pink, what was it called? Pink surprise calendula. I planted a seed the other day. More yarrow. That's a yellow raspberry. And a collard in the middle, which I'm not sure if I'll let it keep growing, but it's there for now. Garlic chives. Another fig. That's a cutting from the big one that I have, that I propagated onto, grafted onto. Strawberries. Pineapple mint, I think it's at the back, and there is horseradish in there that hasn't popped up yet. So there's horseradish in the back. In this unfinished bed, massive New Zealand spinach, absolutely ready for harvesting, or I can use it for chop and drop. I've got poppies coming up, I've got sage, I've got tulips, dead things in pots, although the strawberry's coming back by the looks, a dead avocado, so I'll have to replace that. This is where I buried my little best friend, my little poodle. So the yarrow's okay there, but that grafted avocado's not coming back by the looks, so I'll have to put another tree in there. But I have got trees that I have just potted up, actually. I didn't even think about putting them in there. So I've got three-way pears and all that. I might put one of them in there. This is a rhubarb that I moved, and that's going all well. Under here is all yacon. I've got oregano over there, cannas. That is a beautiful, I think it's a Kiss Me Kate rose. So it's not looking like much at the moment. It's been in there 12 months, but I'm hoping it's going to go up this archway and be absolutely beautiful corner piece. At the back, a currant I thought had died, and it hasn't. And an absolutely amazing hydrangea. Can't tell you the name of it at the moment, but it's a beautiful hydrangea. So that's taken off. I need to put a bit more soil around the base of it and get all this mulch, weeded and mulched. At the back, some violets, some native violets that can ramble all through here. So this is eventually going to be like a pretty section in the corner. So it's like a memorial bed. Across here, we've got borage that is growing. You should see the size of the stem. This is just growing in the grass, but look how big the stem is. It's just massive. It's probably maybe 2-3 inches wide at the bottom. And that is going very, very well here. The bees are loving it, but so are we. You pick the little flower like that, and you eat all of that. And it's like got a little bit of a honey flavour, cucumber cross honey. I know that sounds weird, but it's really nice. We stick it on our tongue and eat them. Myself and my grandson come out here and eat them. I wanted to share with you the parts of the tours that I've got. So I'm putting them all into playlists so you can watch them individually or watch the whole lot, which covers pretty much all the growing areas that I've got going. So part 1 is the seedling area and bed 1 and 2. Part 2 is the chicken yard and the wire bed, and I'll be sharing things that I have never shared on my channel before that I know that will save new chicken owners or even maybe current chicken owners some grief. So that's part 2. Part 3 is the backyard fruit tree area, and I'll talk a bit about catch crops and the archway area and memorial bed. And part 4 is bed number 3 and the potting area. And excuse me from reading notes, there's no way I could film this. And part 5 is the studio garden area, front yard. Part 6 is the hothouse. And there might be something else I add to that. So that is the 6 parts. So they'll range from just, a few minutes, maybe 6-7 minutes, up to probably about half an hour, depending on the areas that I covered. So thanks for watching this part, whichever part you're watching in this, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.